Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest, just gentlemen. Women aren't watching me. You probably are wondering why I'm without my mask in this video, and that's probably just because I went to the range, and quite frankly, I don't feel like putting on a balaclava at the range and looking suspicious to everyone there. So I just went without it, and if my face is going to be in the shooting clips, it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense to talk to you guys with a mask on there. Like I'm not concealing my identity then. But from any video that isn't a review, you're not gonna see me without the mask. So today we are talking about the Radical Firearms RF-15. This is a budget rifle for those that are, let's just put it this way, just above the poverty line. This isn't an insult to any of you Radical RF-15 owners because, quite frankly, I was pretty much at the poverty line when I bought this. I was still living with my parents. I picked this thing up from a gun shop. Granted, got charged a little extra because that's how in-person gun shops work, as you do with in-person gun shops. It was overcharged about $100. This is a gun. This is an AR-15 for about $700 depending on where you get it. If you get it at a gun store like me, it's going to be around $700. In a online, you can probably get it around $500, $600, and then there's shipping. So this is a budget gun. I've heard a lot of people saying it's the best, and I don't know how true that is, because the only thing I really have to compare it to is a Delton 316L upper, and this thing is a complete piece of shit. With a bipod shooting at 25 yards, and this thing will give you 5 to 6 foot groups. So if you'd like to see me make a review on this for shits and giggles, like, subscribe, whatever. Piece of shit. That's what the Delton is. So I don't have much to compare this to. I'm not going to compare it. I'm going to let you guys decide if it's right for you. And spoiler alert: if you have the cash to afford a BCM, it's probably not. So the Radical RF-15, at least my version, is chambered in 5.56. It can take 223, but as with most 5.56 guns, you get some problems with accuracy and such. If you want to run both 5.56 and 223 equally effectively, you're going to want to get a 223 wild gun, not a 5.56. And for a budget gun, you're not getting that. This is their version with the Radical, I think this is the RPR handguard. This is the trapezoid. We're talking about the setup now. The trapezoid handguard, it's okay. I like it. I've heard some people saying it's sharp, but if you have big hands like me, it's got some really nice grooves for your fingers. You can get a really tight grip and pull it back nicely into your shoulder. But then again, that's why I run a vert grip, so realistically there's no need for that. Speaking of a Men 2 foregrip, nothing fancy. Quite frankly, this rifle doesn't deserve anything fancy. It's got a birdcage flash hider. It came with that. Some Amazon QD sling points. The version I got, and I think most of them now, come with the B5 furniture set. So I have the B5 stock, and I have the B5 Systems grip. I really like this grip, but I think I'm going to go for a Magpul soon because, like I said, I got big hands. Magpul has some bigger grips, and while the grip angle is nice, I need a much meatier foregrip to get a proper grip. I just got some rail covers up here. We have the Olight Odin mini flashlight up here. It's pretty nice. I had a few negligent discharges of white light at the range, admittedly. I don't know if that's the fault of the recoil of the gun, or the Olight itself, or even just me being stupid, clamping down and pressing on the pressure switch, because I do prefer pressure switch, but I haven't properly trained on it yet. We'll review the Odin at a different time, once I can try it on the BCM I have coming and all that. So not much to talk about there. We have an EOTech, which is admittedly pretty funny. $750 optic on a $500 gun. The joke's right itself. The optic is not only more accurate than the gun, but it's more accurate than me. So it's, why did I put an EOTech on here? One, I needed better optic. I was working with a shitty Sig Romeo 5 on top of a 1:6 Sig Romeo MSR at first. I didn't like it. That thing's a piece of shit. We'll talk about it eventually too. GunTech charging handle. I think these are Troy iron sights. I don't remember who I got these from. Got a bad lever, and we also have basic mil-spec controls. Mil-spec selector. I prefer the mil-spec selector, so no complaints there. And a trigger. It's fine now, but when you're actually trying to make some rapid fire shots with it, you really feel that weight, especially against the recoil of this, because this is an overgassed gun. We'll get to that eventually. So that is about it for the setup, other than the sling, if you want to count that. I don't know who the sling is even made by, so I don't fucking know. So everything other than the attachments are completely stock. The furniture, the fire selector, the trigger, all of it is mil-spec. It's all as it came. The only thing that's changed is the attachments. So, how about the accuracy? Well, quite frankly, it's not to be ammo dependent, but I've tried it with a Winchester M855, but it only changed the grouping around maybe half of an inch of a smaller grouping with that. This gun. I don't know if it's ammo issues. Again, I've only tried 2 types, but the main rounds I put through it is I think it was 900 rounds of Hornady Frontier M193 total, and then there was 100 of the Winchester M855. All the clips you see are shooting the Hornady M193, which getting into dangerous territory there, because those are notorious rounds for being overcharged, and I'm running it through an overgassed rifle. Somehow I didn't repeat the same mistakes as Scott from Kentucky Ballistics. Somehow I'm still here. We'll see if that's changed by the next review of this thing. So yeah, it's got 1,000 rounds on it total. The groupings are about 3-4 inches at 50 yards. I will put a picture of it on screen as I am talking about it. So not the best. Mind you, the group shots that I am putting on screen are while at a bench with a bipod, so there is no excuse for this gun to not perform well. And I mean, for the price point, it's expected, but if you actually care about the Second Amendment, the shit, for purposes of shit hits the fan, you know, what the amendment was written for, I would not recommend this gun purely off of accuracy. In terms of reliability, it's actually pretty good. I haven't had a single jam. That could just be because it's overgassed to shit and I'm running overcharged rounds in it. But I haven't had a jam. I did have one malfunction. I don't remember if I got that on video either. If I did, it'll be on screen. But no jams so far. The malfunction that happened, I don't know what it's called. Someone remind me in the comments what this is called. I think it's an out of battery, but the round was in the chamber perfectly, but the bolt face wasn't catching onto the round. So when I would pull it back, it wasn't even ejected. It would just stay in the chamber. So I had to drop the mag, re-rack the bolt, and the bolt latched onto the round, and it ejected when I fired. So that problem is annoying. That is certainly a problem. I'm sure if we get into the higher round counts, it will start showing in a jam and even worse accuracy, quite frankly. This is a full barrel on it. I forget what it's called. Future me put the material for it and whether or not it's chrome lined. I'll put what kind of barrel it is on screen. Sorry to all of you audio listeners. It kind of sucks to be you. This is one of the smaller profile. This is an annoyance to me because they put the B5 on here. This is the it's a mil-spec buffer tube, and while there is nothing wrong with that, the problem I have here is that they put a B5 stock meant for a commercial buffer tube. So you got a stock meant for the bigger buffer tube, and because it's not there, you can wiggle it quite bad. It's quite frankly embarrassing. I don't know why they did this. It was stupid. Like, are you trying to keep the price down? Is the B5 stock for the mil-spec buffer tube just that more costly? I don't know. I have fired this in prone. I fired it standing. It kicks like a mule with the combination of the Hornady and the overgassing, which, by the way, if you're getting to this on a budget, don't plan on making many range trips, which granted, you're probably not doing, because if you're buying this, you don't have much money for ammo in the first place. It kicks like a mule. I feel like I'm shooting a 308 while shooting this thing. It feels like shooting a 308 despite only being 5.56. It's a little bit absurd on the recoil. That's going to wear the shit down out of your bolt carrier group, which, let's actually take a look at that now on the wear and tear. I just want to make you aware, I have not cleaned the gun since my latest range trip, so if it's a bit dirty. On the bolt face, we do have it actually scratched up a bit. It's getting a bit of wear and tear, so not getting a lot of wear and tear, but there is some already scratching here, so you're getting it at the top. Because these guns are not test fired, their QC is bad. You get some on the bottom here from scraping against the hammer, and you got some here from the sides of the receiver. So already at 1,000 rounds, we're starting to see it cut down on itself. There we go. Okay. Another thing we should address, ESP mags. One, there's no reason you shouldn't. They're just the best. Another thing. Okay, I don't have it to show to you, but this gun comes with what I assume is an Elander GI 30 round metal box mag, and it's a complete piece of shit. Throw it out. just throw it out. There's no reason to keep it. One, Elanders are dirt cheap. Two, Elanders are useless. And three, the Elander that comes with this, I don't know what it is, but it's somehow even worse than the average one you will pick up from the store. I throw the Elander in here with the Winchester M855, and I've done some with the Hornady M193 as well to check. Jams damn near every shot, if not every 2 shots. It is... I don't have footage of that one either, but it's really bad. Do not, please, for the love of God, do not use that Elander mag. Just get yourself something better. Okay? You'd be much better off. I mean, I guess it's cool that they included a mag with it. Not many companies do that, but when it's it's an Elander, but somehow worse, it's just no reason to use it. So, what do I think of this gun? It fucking sucks. I'm just gonna say it blatantly. The Radical RF-15 is nice if you're on a really, really strict budget. It's combat accurate because it's about like 4 or 5 MOA at 100 yards, which combat accuracy is retarded. Just get yourself one MOA gun. There's no reason to use something like this that's printing 4 inches at about 25, 50 yards. So it's a little bit fucking stupid. I do not recommend this for anyone serious about the Second Amendment. If you're on a really, really strict budget, It's better to have no gun than, it's better to have a gun than no gun at all. Considering you're not too worried about accuracy in close quarters or like being sub-MOA there, something like this will do perfectly fine if you want just a simple home defense gun. You're not going to the range, you're not serious about the Second Amendment or shit hits the fan, WROL. But if you are serious about the Second Amendment and its true intended purposes, get something better. Please. Just save up and get a BCM. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to take the upper off this because, quite frankly, I don't... Other than the whole stock issue, I have no problem with the lower. The lower is actually decent. Does it compare to Arrow? I don't know. But I'm going to throw a BCM upper on this, and I'll report to you guys later. But yeah, just save up for a BCM if you're serious about actual shit hits the fan, WROL. The BCM for its price point is absurdly good, at least from all the research I've done. I'll make my own review once I get my hands on mine. Also, BCM makes a 14.5 pin and weld. Radical doesn't, so you're stuck with the 16-inch, and quite frankly, I don't know what their barrel is made of at this moment, but it is mid-length gas system, by the way. The barrel's quite thick and heavy. It feels a lot heavier than it should be for a 5.56. It feels like the equivalent of a 5.56 bull barrel. I've held much lighter guns. So, if you're on a strict budget, get it. If you can afford better, do it. Always buy the gun. Always buy the best gun that your budget will afford. If you can afford a CAC, get a CAC. If you can only afford a BCM, get a BCM. If you can only afford a Radical, you're gonna regret it once you start making more money. Camera kind of cut off at the last second while trying to do the outro. You step bros and step hoes, have a great day. Don't buy Radical, buy a BCM. This is Krayons logging off of the internet finally.